Matchup, two underclassmen coming up at 133 pounds. Sammy Alvarez for Rutgers and Roman Bravo Young, RBY for the Nittany Lions. Back inside Rec Hall, it's 3-0 Rutgers. A decision for Nicholas Aguilar over Brandon Meredith to get things started. That was 125 pounds. Up the ladder we go to 133. It'll be Sammy Alvarez, the freshman from Garfield, New Jersey for Rutgers, against Roman Bravo Young, the sophomore out of Tucson, Arizona, who comes in perfect so far in the 1920 season.
I'm excited for this match. When you're a freshman, you walk in the Big Ten in the Big Ten season, you have this opportunity to wrestle a lot of really talented guys. And 133 pounds, I think more than any other weight class in the country, it is loaded. So I just think, Sammy's come off to a really good season, at this point. And Roman is one of those guys that I feel like he hasn't found his superpowers yet. He's such a talented wrestler, and he's really getting into his groove this season.
His superpowers. So what could be the next level for him?
We got to find out. I mean, he has his ability to score from so many different situations is just something that you have it or you don't have it, and he has that. So I think as he gets more confidence, understanding in places that he's really confident in scoring and where he can wrestle through those positions, just more than what most people can do.
His last two wins have been Tech Falls. He only wrestled once last weekend, and against Northwestern didn't face Sebastian Rivera. It's been a bit of an illness that's kind of swept through Rec Hall for some of these guys. That's pretty common at this time of the year, just that little flu bug that passes through now and then.
I think you're training, you go home for Christmas break, you come back, and you're getting back into that groove again, and your body sometimes just gets run down. There's so many different factors that go in. You got to remember that we're talking about kids here, just kids that are still getting adjusted to so many different factors. Maybe Roman traveling to Arizona all the way across the country, traveling back. Speaking of over break, Sammy Alvarez had a great Southern Scuffle. I think that's kind of where his coming out party to this point in the season has been. Lost in the finals, but I mean, he kind of proved that he's a guy who's going to be right there in March.
Ranked number 9 in the country coming in, Sammy Alvarez, the highest ranked opponent that Bravo Young has faced this year.
Yes, Sammy he's very long for this weight class, and he's doing a really good job at this point. Not really much offensive, but he's holding really good position. He's moving his feet. He was getting some fakes going. And this is where I was talking about those superpowers. The guy with Roman is, hey, you got to go score. You got to open up your offense. You got to be willing to take some risks, and it may not be perfect because you can wrestle in and out of those positions, and that's something that just takes time to develop.
Both corners clamoring for a shot here. They've been stuck at an impasse for the first 2.5 minutes.
That's a nice shot. You got to wrestle, recover through those positions. Those things in matches that just seem like, hey, maybe that's a bad shot. And I don't really believe that they're a bad shots. I think every single attack that you can make your partner react is important. It's just how do you wrestle from those positions? Defensively, how do you recover from a guy getting on your legs? And offensively, you hit that shot. Maybe you're figuring out something for later in the match, or you're going to set up a second or third leg attack. So, I like seeing those things, especially with less than 30 seconds left. For guys that really try and go good, legitimate leg attack is something that's important.
So zeros after one between RBY and Sammy Alvarez. It's year number 11 for Cale Sanderson, the helm of the Nittany Lions. Number one thing he said today, you got to have fun coming into this. We talked about moments ago how this has been a little bit of a different year. We, went back to previous 10 seasons here, or whether the 3 seasons at Iowa State, had he been hit by injury like this, and there wasn't an immediate comparison that came up, but his approach is, while, yeah, everyone has said, yes, Iowa is a dominant team this year, unanimous goal, but he looks at it not that, oh, well, we might not win the title, but hey, we're lucky we get to compete for a title.
I just think, that conversation is what makes, Cale Sanderson so special in the Penn State coaching staff. I think, Penn State has been compared to some of the better dynasties, in this era. Alabama and the Patriots.
They're better. Statistically, with titles, they're better.
And I think, I think what makes those programs good is that they're just trying to figure out, hey, how can we win the next time? And there's so many changes that go on throughout the year. It's, if it's injuries, if it's weight changes or whatever it may be, you can't really forecast that stuff. And as we're talking here, this is a great scramble. A lot of leg passes and into a stalemate position.
So back to neutral, 1:05 in the second. Alvarez with the advantage, 1-0.
Alvarez is, he's a very patient in his ties. He's not really reaching. Roman on a leg attack, trying to shelf this back leg. Here you want to kind of sit back and try and, he's got that whizzer. You want to try and get that whizzer back behind the guy's butt and start sitting back while watching your feet. As guys are going to try and dive under. You got to keep that leg shelved. And Alvarez, he's going to want to make sure that he's whizzering and pulling down. Got to elevate the feet here. Both guys got to elevate the feet, going out of bounds. No takedown yet. This is close. Just got to keep improving. That was a good scramble.
Right on the edge with 20 seconds in the second.
That was a good scramble. I think in times like that, just when you're in those long scrambles, you got to stay patient. When guys panic, they let go. That's when you get taken down and give up back points. So both guys just kept wrestling through that situation. Here, short time left. I think either guy, trying to pull the trigger here and get a leg attack, really get the guy to react, maybe get a takedown at the end of the period.
So 1-0 as we go to the third. It'll be an important final 2 minutes.
This morning we spoke to Sammy about this match. He said the critical point for him was to handle the momentum changes and the change of speed that Roman Bravo Young brings to the table. He says, I want to entertain, I have to stay loose. But he also pointed to this venue, Mike. He said, Rec Hall is an historic venue. This is such an opportunity.
And then a bit of a funny moment, too. I said, well, who did you admire growing up? And all he had to do was look over to his right, to the guy sitting to my right. Does that happen a lot to you now?
Well, I think these guys that are in college now, they were just middle school and high school kids when I was going through my high school and college career, and I'm sure there are a lot of good wrestlers that they were looking up to. Here we are. We're in a 1-1 match. I would say neither guy has really made a big commitment to a leg attack yet. I think we've seen some kind of half shots. We've seen some scrambles. Both guys clearly can scramble, but here you got to get to your ties. You got to get a nice, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 setups, and you got to drive through your finishes because both guys here can scramble really well. I think getting your feet going, fakes and snaps, and you're going to have to really penetrate, get the other guy's feet off the ground into your finishes to ground finisher.
Right there was perhaps the most reciprocated action we've seen over the first 6 minutes.
What's the educated fan base here? They understand, the significance of the match, and when guys start moving, typically action follows that.
An opportunity here for Rutgers to extend its advantage. Aguilar a winner at 125, or for Penn State to get on the board.
Got a minute left, and Alvarez has got an underhook here. Same side, pushing. Nice duck up to the body here. Back in the same position, you got to shelf this leg. And Alvarez got to keep this whizzer and be ready to wrestle. Last time he sat through and sat him to his butt. He's trying to protect your knees in these positions. Yep. Just drive forward, put weight on the guy's hands. Got to get the feet off the ground. Get the feet off the ground, both guys.
Down to just 15 seconds, still even at 1. No riding time.
Man, that is some incredible flexibility by Roman and just the patience and length by Alvarez in the scramble. Again, staying patient and continuing to wrestle and shows a lot of poise for a freshman. Great scramble. Close to takedown on really both. Really, I think both guys had argument in a takedown situation there, and then the refs did a good job of just letting them keep wrestling.
So 1 minute sudden victory. A score is a win, if nothing in the first 60 seconds. Alternating 30-second periods, and so on and so on. 1-1 into overtime.
And same thing applies the third period. It's going to have to be a nice setup, a good leg attack. It's got to be a quick finish. Both guys have been in these long scrambles multiple times.
And Alvarez wrestled Friday night against Chaz Tucker of Cornell. A difficult opponent, a 3-2 loser there, and another close score here this Sunday evening.
And you get in overtime, there's two philosophies. It's, hey, I'm not going to make a mistake, and I'm going to wait and maybe get to double overtime, or I'm going to get to my takedown right now. And I think right now we're 20 seconds left. Really haven't seen either guy commit to a takedown, so I would expect a little bit of something here in the last 15 seconds. Someone's probably going to explode. In re-attack position.
Down to the mat, back to their feet. And it's on to alternating 30-second periods for Sammy Alvarez and Roman Bravo Young. Two top 10 wrestlers, both underclassmen. Alvarez looks to the corner. Coaching staff says, we want you down to start. The grasp persisted from RBY. Magnetically attached to Alvarez. Out of bounds in 13 seconds.
On these whistle starts, it's important, even while you're tired, you want to get that nice whistle start and get weight on your partner's hands. Your partner can get, if they don't have weight on their hands, they can get to their feet. Now we're creating those scrambles. So it's important that these whistle starts get weight on the hands, and guy on bottom, you want to explode, get weight off your hands, get up to your feet, and be able to create a scramble. That's a nice mat return. Less than 10 seconds left here.
And Alvarez is out.
There's a couple things playing a factor in these double overtime situations. So it's 2 30-second periods, but riding time accumulates.
Yes.
So if each guy gets an escape here and it goes 2-2 into overtime, if we come back into the double overtime situation, riding time makes a difference and can end the match. So even though Sammy got that escape, he gave up 26 seconds of riding time. So Roman's got 30 seconds to get away, but anything in under 26 seconds puts him in advantage if he gets into the next riding double overtime situation. Got the escape.
Back even,
all tied up. Less than 10 seconds. If no one scores here, we're going back under our feet into another 1-minute overtime situation.
RBY goes low. Alvarez ready. And time expires on the second 30-period session.
I'll tell you what, for a 2-2 match, there have been some pretty amazing scrambles in this period.
A lot where nothing's come out of it, but it's been fun to watch.
Yeah, it's impressive. A freshman and a sophomore to have this kind of poise in these scrambles, you just don't see that very often. I'm very, very impressed with Sammy Alvarez.
In these 60 seconds, a point is a victory, either way.
And right now, both guys are exhausted. This is where you train and practice. You drill your takedowns when you're tired. It's what's your number one takedown going to be? Maybe we've tried one or two. What's our third best takedown? But again, we've seen this. Both guys, the ability to extend the position when someone gets to their leg. So it's going to have to be a quick finish, or we're going to be in another long scramble. And we get tired. It's important where your ties, where your hands are placed. How are you reaching to your ties? Those things all play into a factor in this point.
Working on the edge, both out. 13.6 back to neutral. Is it to the point where you can somewhat see the fatigue? Oh, Alvarez! He wraps it up at the buzzer. Officials are going to go to the monitor to check if the 2 came before the expiration of the second sudden victory period. That's a way to close it out.
Short time left, fake, snap, punch backside, 2 legs, quick finish, takedown. That's textbook, that's just good adjustments, good wrestling. Great match from both competitors. These guys are going to wrestle again this year, and it's going to be another exciting match. 2 is confirmed.